the last day of Holy Week was yesterday, Holy Saturday. Today is the first Sunday after the first full moon after the vernal equinox. The Passover celebration is all over. The Sabbath is all over. It's the first day of the week, and for most everyone, everything was back to normal. And early in the morning, at dawn, some women were about attending to the task that they had left undone before the Sabbath began. What a sad journey that must have been, hurrying to the tomb to tend to Jesus' body, to give him the proper burial that they had been unable to do before the sun set on the Sabbath. This was their last gift to Jesus. In the 28th chapter of Matthew, we have some unusual details about this day. According to Matthew, there was an earthquake, and then a dazzling angel whose first words to those women was, "Do not be afraid. I know you're looking for Jesus who was crucified, but he's not here. He has been raised from the dead. Christ is risen. He is risen indeed." On this day, we remember that empty can be a good thing. The tomb was empty. Jesus was alive. Jesus is alive. And now, where all we saw were dead ends and death and the end of the story, we are reminded it was just the beginning. I can't tell you how many times in my life I have, in my own life and in the lives of others, seen the truth of the resurrection. Seen those places and times where we come to moments where we see no possibilities, where all we see are dead ends. And yet we are reminded that God is at work in ways beyond what we can possibly imagine. And that those empty spaces can actually be spaces filled with life and light and hope. Maybe this year especially, with all that we are facing, we need to hear again the great good news of the resurrection. Christ is risen. He is risen indeed. I hope this Sunday is a blessing for you. And I want to share with you a couple of things. One, you will have noticed that with this video, you received a link to be a part of an Easter worship service. This is the first of its kind, an Easter worship service all across our Alabama West Florida conference with our brothers and sisters in Christ. It'll be available after 9 o'clock this morning. And also I want to share with you that whenever we are able to worship again, it doesn't make any difference what the date on the calendar will be. That will be a day that we will celebrate Easter together. For what could be more appropriate after this time of separation, after all that we're wrestling with, that we come together to celebrate hope, new life, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Christ is risen. He is risen indeed.